got no plans at all. Evil man's always transcending. Fighter like sheep, swallow everything. Always simpletons or pretending.
This is your moment of clarity from LeeCamp.net. It looks like Albany's gonna be the ones to do it. They're gonna be the ones bold enough to take a stand and say, listen, federal government, we have a thing called a Constitution that was written way back in 1500 and Christopher Columbus. Way back in the day, in olden times, by wise men with powdered wits and chamber pots. And they said we have a right to due process and to a jury of our peers, goddammit. And until you passed NDAA, we had that, even though the jury duty is only for people too stupid to lie their way out of it. But still, we had that. And now we don't. But as a city, we're gonna tell you to keep your hands to yourself, alright? Because I'm not that kind of lady. And now it looks like Albany is likely going to pass a resolution saying they're not going to enforce the National Defense Authorization Act, which allows for indefinite detention of American citizens without trial or charges until the end of hostilities. Ah, yes, the end of hostilities. That'll be right around the corner, right after that big sold-out Cyndi Lauper, Belle Biv DeVoe reunion tour. It's coming up. And it's quite possible we're going to be seeing this more and more with the federal government all but completely bought off by corporations. It may be left to city governments to take any kind of stand against our founding documents being used to mop up the billionaire-owned bukkake bureaucracy, also known as a bukkocracy. So this is my note to city councils. Look, I know you've got important things to tend to, like the squirrel that's been swimming in the fountain downtown, or the fact that there's not enough parking at the video store, or the fact that you still have a video store, or the fact that sweet old Mrs. Hollingdale with the big purple hat keeps swimming in the fountain downtown. So I know you're busy, but when you have a minute, pass a resolution saying unconstitutional detention can suck it. What do you have to lose? You don't have to march to their orders. Do you have any idea how much those guys are getting paid to dry hump our civil liberties? You aren't getting paid anything. So why defend that? Not even a goodie bag. Not even an I Heart the NSA coffee mug with little silly googly eyes on the side of the mug, like the mug's watching you, and then everyone talks about it in the office, because if they don't fill the conversation with how funny your mug is, they might be forced to have a minute to think about how meaningless their lives are, and then they shatter that mug and start cutting themselves with the shards. Then the mug's not as funny as it once was. In related news, something strange has been happening at an Alaska airport. Apparently, the iPhone Maps function has been telling drivers to drive across the runway of the airport, and the drivers have been faithfully obeying those directions. Why? Because we do what we're told, especially if that direction cyborg in the phone has a British accent, and then they could instruct us to drive off into an ocean, and we'll fucking do it. Because here in America, we assume that anybody with a British accent must be fucking brilliant, even though the smartest one there is, Stephen Hawking, doesn't even have a British accent. He has a cyborg accent. So it's all very confusing. But my point, and I'm 70% sure I have one, is that we often do as we're told. Albany is not doing as they've been told. That's been your Moment of Clarity from LeeCamp.net. If you want to help Moment of Clarity grow, take 20 seconds to give it a review in iTunes. Just click on the URL that's in the description here, and then click the blue View in iTunes button, and then click the Ratings and Reviews tab. Literally takes 20 seconds, although it sounds like it's going to take half your life. But thanks a lot. Keep fighting. We've got a goddamn bukkocracy going on.
When you live in an evil empire, the profits from war